Yep, we're
Working
recording.
around, not changing my Facebook this morning. We are pre-recorded, folks, for this program. We do appreciate you being here. Please come on in. I think there's still some chairs in the front, so
Yeah,
come
right
on
now,
in.
there.
It's Friday morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning,
Good evening.
wherever you are. Yep, just pulling up my stuff here. Let's see. That'll work. Right, welcome to Comics by Night, folks. It is the 15th of October. No, of November. It's the 15th of November.
Yeah, November.
Anyway, this year is just gone.
I just looked up. I'm like, wait, it's the 13th. Oh yeah, we're recording this early. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's actually Friday morning.
It'll be the 14th of October somewhere in the universe.
Now, if you get it, yeah, somewhere. Just like it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Gonna run the opening, then we'll get into it. Thank you very much. Hang on.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
It's Comics by Night, folks. Thanks for stopping by. I am your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over there at arrowcomics.store. Arrowcomics.store. You can find a lot of different products that I've been involved with. Most recently, the Shadow Kingdom. I think there's only a couple copies of this left that we had a campaign. Russ and I did. It's a Robert E. Howard story that I adapted that Russ drew. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Great piece of work. And I can't wait for you to see it and read it, because we're taking this story and branching off from there, using the characters and situations into the Atlantean. The campaign for #1 just closed, and we're very, very happy with the results. You'll see the Atlantean 2 probably offered in March. Russ will tell you more about that when he introduces himself. We're really glad you're here. We do this every Friday morning at 5 a.m. We also do Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m., where we look through some more great sequential artwork. And we've got a great, great, great book for you today. We'll get into that here in a minute. But also joining me this morning is Allison. Allison, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allison, the Alley Cat. I'm part of the Indie Comics Network. I create comics and other fun, crazy stuff. And play way too much D&D. And I also have a Kickstarter up and running right now. That is, one second here.
We all need to have our little vices, you know.
Yeah, I definitely
Here we go.
I have some vices.
Boom.
And this is my Kickstarter for The Last Sentinel. It's currently funded. Let's see, I got 18 days to go on it, so feel free to give me a backing on it. You know, you get my wonderful martial arts comics, high-flying martial arts action in a broken world. Kind of a post-apocalyptic fantasy piece. Well, science fiction fantasy piece. Get some neat stuff in here, and it'd be great. I'd love it. It's a good deal. I got an alternate cover by the amazing Ian Chase Nichols, who is an artist on The Tick and does TMNT, G.I. Joe, and a few other things. But yeah, and I try to stream on Fridays. Doing Arting with the Alley Cat at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Cool. All right.
Right.
Yep. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I write things like this Jack Kirby book, which is on Amazon. It details my visits to see the great man at his house in 1988 and 1991. I draw things like this sometimes. You can see it.
That thing is awesome.
And
there you are.
It's so good.
And also, if you go to Fund My Comic, you can get a copy of this, which is my creation, I can't think, my character Hatch. And this book details, it shows lots of old artwork. He's been around about nearly 40 years now. shows you lots of his history and how he came to be, and there's all kinds of stuff. Check that out on Fun My Comic. And I also publish occasionally Comics Unlimited, which is my 100-page magazine about comics, obviously, as the title says, featuring articles and stuff like that, interviews with creatives. And you can also check that out if you want, which is my Jack Kirby variation on a theme book, which goes through lots of articles on his different strips through the years. It's quite a good read. Get that on Amazon now.
Sweet.
Bit disjointed today. I'm not into it. If I ever am.
A little more tea, maybe.
Yeah.
Tea.
A bit more sleep is probably the thing.
More sleep, maybe.
I can respect that. Sleep is good.
I can associate with that. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK, and you can find my work in the Atlantean, along with the Shadow Kingdom. Quite apart from all that other stuff I did for Marvel and DC and BBC and all that stuff there, that's not important anymore. What's important is the Atlantean. You can't actually pick up a copy right at the moment because we finished our campaign, but you can find out how you can get a copy and how you can get a copy of issue 2, which will be out in March next year, okay, for the spring 2025 issue 2 of the Atlantean by signing up to my email list at russleach.com. So go check that out. If you like sword and sorcery, if you like Robert E. Howard, you like all that kind of stuff, you'll enjoy this. It's great fun. It's like the old Savage Sword of Conan magazines, and you can pick up yourself a copy right now of the Shadow Kingdom over at Critical Blast or over at Amazon or Barnes and Noble. Again, just check out my email list, russleach.com. Sign up for the email list. This is the latest piece. This is a sketch for one of our backers. There you go. A little bit of sword and sorcery going on there. And that's the kind of artwork you're going to see in the Atlantean. So, like I say, check it out, russleach.com. Sign up for the email list.
All right. I was going to pull that up, but it is gone. So
what?
It's off of Fund My Comic.
Yeah, well, you can still go to it. I think you can still go to the campaign.
Done.
Yeah, the campaign's done, but it's still there. You can still go look. You can still go get the information if you want to go see it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not popping
it's
up.
at fundmycomic.com/the Atlantean one. Still there. You can go check out what it was all about in anticipation for that second issue.
142 backers, 4,980.
Yeah, and 150 readers by the looks of it, because we got people. We got people picking up double issues.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll spread the word before the issue 2 comes out and get some more people picking up back issues next year.
Absolutely. Yep. Today's book, folks, is Mobius, number 3, The Airtight Garage. We are looking at the Epic Comics collection.
Bit blurry.
That was done. This needs to be refocused.
Yeah. AI focusing.
Yeah.
Damn AI.
There it is. I can see a lovely grain.
Yes. It's a drawing table I've had since I was 19. It's copyright 1976, 77, 78, 79, and 87.
So it was first done in 76 then, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that front cover again. Now it's sharp. Camera's sharp now. Oh, he's got a lovely nose. It's very red.
Yeah.
I think he may drink a lot of port.
And if he doesn't, he should.
If he doesn't, he should, yeah. Lovely lighting on that with the
great, isn't it?
Very delicate colouring and beautiful lighting. Yeah. He's moving it again. Sorry. It was fine. Nice.
He looks like one of those footballers wearing the pink shirt, doesn't he? Have you seen those, Ross?
No.
You've not seen somebody's away kit is all pink.
Oh god, crap! What a crap colour for a football kit.
Yeah, it looks like something. It looks like someone what they'd wear on the beach. I wouldn't wear pink, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but it's like, it's not a great colour for a football kit.
It's probably not
Everyone-
pink. It's probably cantaloupe or some
Or
strange
cerise.
Yeah, cerise. Major fatal.
Lovely line work.
Caution, Gruber is watching you. Now let me try to. Is that better? Looks good.
No,
here.
that's fine. It looks great here. Yeah.
Right.
It's perfect.
One of the
Randy,
best
still
pictures
change
we've
it.
had.
Leave it alone. I swear. All
I
right.
bet you don't.
Unless I bump it.
Look at the way
Lay
he's
some money
standing.
down now.
Yeah, look at the way he's standing there with those boots. Aren't they? It's great the way he's just standing there with, and he's like his belly's keeping him on the ground with gravity.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Is that supposed to be a horse or an alien horse? It's an alien
Looks
horse,
like
isn't
an
it?
Alien horse, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with alien horse.
I think is it an alien donkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, his back legs are his knees or whatever they call. They're a bit high, aren't they?
Yeah.
A little. Yeah.
Still works though.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Special guest appearance by Voldemort in sunglasses.
He's got marvelous boots though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Little subdued on the color.
Yeah, it is. It's laid back, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I
Earth
kinda like
tones.
the laid back
Yeah.
color.
Great earth tones.
Yeah. It's fun on the color. I like that. It doesn't look crazy.
Yeah.
It fits Mobius.
You're not welcome on this planet. Home Jacken. Your blood will soon stain the bluegrass. This is where the Mueller-Seltzer effect, my dear Boaz. Everybody should worry about the Mueller-Seltzer effect.
It's got more of these trees that look like massive hair follicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that lighting on that bridge.
And look at that beard. The beard on him there. And that,
Yeah.
great. That's how you describe it, as a fuzzy beard, wouldn't you?
He just scribbles it on. It's great.
Yeah, it just works. He's just a genius. But yeah, I agree, dude. The lighting on that bridge is amazing.
Yeah.
Look at the way the guy's standing on the opposite page, the way his knees are bent. Is the guy with the back to us.
Yeah.
There's all the weight there, isn't there? All the way people stand, It's fantastic. But yeah, the best bit's that light, and that's why he's coloured that panel more, isn't it? To get that lighting effect there. It's great.
He definitely looks ready too.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely shirt on.
Well, we said this before, didn't we? He creates believable clothes for his characters. He creates the whole thing. It's like a fashion designer type of thing.
Yeah.
He draws good boots. I don't know about. It's got. I don't know about you lot, but it's got a very Mexican feel. He lived in Mexico, didn't he, for a while, 10 years or something, and that's why he's good at doing all the lighting and everything, all the sand and all the stuff.
Yeah.
This guy with the beard, it just reminded me of the guy on Sundance Kid when he says, "We're not going to shoot us going up the hill. We've got no money." And they come down and he gets shot when they. Do you remember that bit when he's working as they working as bodyguards? Do you remember that?
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Okay.
By golly, you're right. By golly. It's a funny expression. Oh, pith helmet.
Yep. Major Gruber. Grubert.
Gruber. I like the way the exclamation mark is hitting the edge of the bubble when it's obvious the word balloon was there before the lettering.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, the lighting on this.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
lighting
like
is amazing.
he's not really taken much notice of the lighting except on the buildings, except for a little bit of a heavier line towards the bottom of the buildings.
Yeah.
And then he's put those two shadows underneath the characters, and it looks like they're out in the sun.
Yeah.
It's great.
And his detail work. Yeah, his detail work in the buildings is great. I also love how he doesn't like overdo it with texturing. Like the broken down building in the the first that one.
The town. Yeah.
But it's got extra texturing and things, but like nothing else really does. It's like a perfect weight balance of the whole thing.
And that city down the street also looks very science fiction-y, doesn't it?
Yeah. It definitely has that Mexican feel that you're saying too.
Yeah.
Kind of the Central American kind of look going through to it. And then you have the science fiction stuff that's also done in that motif.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a Roman feel in there too.
Yeah. A whole mixture of different architectural styles here. Really nice.
Yeah, it reminds me of Mega City 1.
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
All crammed and tall.
Yep.
Now he's just found his colours and ruined it all. That guy there in the side view with the pointed ears reminds me of that guy in Watchmen who's got cancer.
Oh yeah, Mollusk or his name.
Moloch.
Moloch. That's it.
Yeah, he goes
Mollusk.
to see him. Moloch. He goes to see him, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mollusk.
like, so you can see what Dave Gibbons was reading.
Yeah.
There's a monkey, that Dave Gibbons, you know.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, I'm not saying I think he's great.
It's a lovely effect. The transportation effect there. That's great. And those birds standing next to him. That is so 70s, isn't it? It's so prog rock.
Yep. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Ugh, look at that.
That just looks amazing. Like that
Yeah.
that airship thing just looks so cool.
Just went up a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that middle panel with the guy with the sword or whatever it is, the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, the club thing. Yeah, it's like
Again,
he wants to
walking
block
on.
you with someone's head.
Yeah, and he's walking with weight and with his feet
Yeah.
on the bottom of the panel. It's just a great panel.
Yeah.
We're doomed.
He definitely looks like he's moving. Like
Mm.
it has that feeling of motion.
You know, never in the history of conflict has anybody been surrounded by death and said, "We're doomed."
Doomed, I tell you. Hey,
Dr. Smith. Yeah.
Doomed.
Doomed, I tell you, doomed.
Danger
And again,
will-
folks, we're pre-recorded this morning, so there's no chat reading. Sorry, the chat is live. Please play nice. But this is a pre-recorded program today. We do appreciate you stopping by and taking a look at this great work. This is interesting here. That the coloring here loses a lot of that detail. Just beautifully done. Could have gone about 30% lighter on that gray tone. Here we are.
He likes those tall hats, doesn't he?
It does.
Yeah, that guy had a bad day. I wonder if they actually hit anything with that bullet though.
Shit. Bakelite. Shot by Gruber.
The Bakelite. Yeah. like it's like a little puff of smoke here, a little exit.
You get like the blood or whatever, or just the, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of got a monkey face too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The bear took off to deep space with the doctor, with the junctor. Made the rats eat him.
The buildings on the top of the second page, they also they also look very Arabic to me.
Yeah, they do.
Like mosques, you know, like you see in Saudi, sort of buildings you see in Saudi.
Yeah. The way the domes are and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, almost like mud huts.
Yeah, it's really just, he's an architect as well, isn't he? You know, he just does the whole thing. He does the whole thing. Even the horse has got one of the long hats on.
Yeah.
Or is he a unicorn?
Yeah, with those ears, I'm kind of getting the mule vibe from it, or a donkey. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a mutation between a lot of different animals.
Yep.
Introduction to the Airtight garage.
This is making me want that we should do Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
Do what?
Yeah.
It's Hayao Miyazaki's manga.
Right.
Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
I've got that going in both directions. Going right to left and left to right.
Yep, I do too, actually.
Had to get it when Viz kicked it out. I love that. Love the movie.
Yeah,
And the manga's even better. Yeah,
the manga is amazing.
it is.
The movie I have a few minor issues with.
All depends upon the interpretation. The first one was really bad. Warriors of the Wind.
First one that was officially released over here, that was terrible. It was Warriors of the Wind. Yeah, that thing was god awful. But yeah, when they finally, like, I had a fan sub of Nausicaa, so hell, I saw it in the theater.
I think it went once or twice through, but not a very big release.
No, Mononoke got a bigger release.
Lasseter had to really push Mononoke out there for them to start taking him serious. Theatrical releases seriously. So I saw that and Howl's Moving Castle. I saw at the theater.
Yeah, I saw all them up to like Ponyo or something. Then I just didn't have the time to go to find independent theaters that were showing them.
I'm not sure if Max still has the Studio Ghibli material or not. Last time I looked, they did.
Yep, they do.
Every movie done is available up there for streaming.
Yep.
So get yourself a large TV and have
go to town.
Yeah.
Be sure to watch Pop Poco.
You won't regret it. Beautiful stuff.
Hermetic. I thought that said heretic for a second on that, and I was like, heretic.
Oh,
they got up.
Yeah, Hermetic.
Yeah, Hermetic. Lewis Carnelian.
Yep.
Kind of a play on Lewis Carroll? I don't know.
Lewis Carnelian.
Metric. Yeah. When I first looked at that, I thought it said heretic, and I was like, that doesn't make. Oh, it says hermetic. That makes much more sense.
Like the propulsion. No, just a window. So like the dust.
I always love his vehicles.
Yeah. There we are.
It's like a hairdryer that in the center.
Yeah, flying hairdryer.
Yeah.
It's like it's an early conceptual piece for the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Was it John Byrne did a spaceship like that?
Yeah, he did.
In Fantastic Four, I think.
Yep.
Look at the fantastic cloud in that center panel as well. and the angle of the ground.
Yeah.
But the wheel below is a bit dodgy, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks like he kind of phoned that one in.
I
Yeah.
drew it by hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd be surprised if he didn't drop by hand. But yeah.
Well, I mean, freehand.
Yeah, I
You
know
drew
what
it
you mean.
freehand.
I'm just
Yeah.
joking. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like you look at that one, then you look over at the full vehicle on the next the bottom panel, the next page, and it's textured a bit better.
Yeah.
If we just textured it a little bit more, it would be fine. But right now, it just it looks kind of plasticky in that one area. If that's my only complaint in his entire stuff, I think it's pretty damn good. It's better than I am. So,
The garage hermetic. Lewis Cornelian.
excuse me. Oh. No. I'll be right back.
This isn't his best stuff, is it?
It's a little tight in the next episode.
Right.
Well, it's recognized as one of his bigger works. He worked on it for quite a few years, but it's all.
Sorry.
From what I understand, it's a kind of a stream of consciousness strip. So
I would say visually it hasn't got a patch on last week's.
Yeah.
It's good, it's nice, but last week's was just, it blew me away how good it was.
Yeah.
She's got a big chin.
She has, yeah.
Practically no chin.
It's a big chin.
I like it.
He's got
Sorry about that.
striped knickers on.
I had to take that call. So
The lettering's running tight in places as well.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that's his homage to the Phantom.
Yeah.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That bottom panel there, bottom center panel, looks like Dr. Manhattan on Mars.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot tighter this episode.
Yeah, a lot of panels.
Yeah.
Cool. Mind you, it's a bigger format, isn't it? So
yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice shot. It's like a special guest appearance by Mr. Vincent Price here.
Special guest.
where's Michael Jackson?
Special guest appearance.
He's coming in later.
Oh,
He
somebody
jumped
just blew his
episodes.
head off.
He jumped episodes from segments from here to here. Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't have any problem with killing people off, does he?
No, he doesn't. And they're usually very gruesome, like the guy in the previous page got his head splattered, didn't he? And he
Well,
blew his-
literally, yeah, turned into a cloud of blood.
Mm-hmm.
A man after my own heart. I admit I have a tendency of drawing some pretty brutal violence.
Back to breathing in the pages again.
It's a bit more cartoony as well. Look at that.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
guy's trousers as well. Just it's a bit more sort of Tintin, Hergé.
Yeah.
Yeah, that center 3 panels reminds me of Dave Sin.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, it does kind of.
Or
I can see-
or to be honest, Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other
Or-
end of it, other end of the spectrum of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he got on his head? What's happened on his head?
Looks like somebody dumped some
It's
paint on
paint.
his head.
Painter.
And he doesn't.
Yeah,
And he
paint.
doesn't bother.
No.
Kaploof.
It's like, well, I'm not dead. I might look dead, but I'm not dead. So my head on.
Could be worse. Yeah.
Is he doing this in three or four pages at a time? It looks like this is the start of another episode, another chapter. And that's only 2 pages. Look at that. He takes it and keeps moving. I saw a panel almost laid out exactly like that before, only it wasn't this one. It was an older Western book. Weird.
I like the way he does his wood, let's say balloons in squares, and the way he does the, I don't know what you call it, where who's saying it, what's it called, that bit?
The tails?
Yeah, the tail. The way he does the tails, and the box is all wrong, not wrong, but all skew with, as we might call it. But it blends in with the artwork.
Yeah, it works really
You know-
well. Oh,
Plus this was French initially. So these are somebody, perhaps Mobius himself did the English translations and stuck the lettering on.
yeah, that city scene there, I'm just drawn into.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, with the
Look at that.
train and everything in there, and you have the
Yeah.
plane coming over it, or jet or whatever it is. That just looks. Oh, I love it.
And the only
It looks-
color they threw in was the detail he wanted you to see the
Yeah.
most.
Yep, stuff you wanted to notice. I mean, he still lit it really well too, because I mean, there's definitely some variations and things. So, but yeah,
Yeah. There's a couple different tones here.
yeah.
Working.
Primarily, the
Mostly
only thing
black
that's
and white.
really colored is, I mean, you get your eye calls the front of the train and obviously the jet. So, but yeah, it was really good.
Jet dive bombed. Pink sky. Anyway.
I think one of Mobius's strengths is the way that when he draws different people, this will sound odd, but he draws different people. When you get on a train or a bus or a public transport or an aeroplane, you see different people. You see people, but they're all different. You understand what I mean?
Mhm.
They're all got
yeah.
their own character, all their own characters and nuances and all that kind of thing, their own look. And that's what he does. Like that top panel where she's looking out the window. The three characters, the 3 people in that carriage don't look anything on the other side. Don't look anything the same.
Yeah, they all look
Yeah.
different.
They're wearing different clothes. They've got a different look. You can tell they're different.
Mhm.
And I like the way he does that. Like this guy down the other page, reaching into his pocket, which I think is the guy at the other side, isn't it?
Hmm.
Different colour for some reason. But anyway,
Yeah, the color is different.
it's just
yeah.
great the way he creates different characters. It's like he creates like if you look at the centre, the long panel in the centre on the second page, where it says "ticket, please." Got the guy asking for the ticket. And look at the guy behind the 2 guys behind them with the scarves over their mouths. I
Yeah,
get
completely
I
different.
get a story in there. I want to know who that guy is. Do you know what I mean? And it's just great storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to have lost his ticket.
Look at that. The way that on that horse thing, whatever is on the next page, the way it's the reflection of him standing on it.
Yeah. Just
And that
amazing.
exaggerated pith helmet is got on there. It gets bigger with every time you see him.
Yeah.
That is awesome looking, though. I just gotta say, this is great.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury could play that part.
Mm-hmm.
And he's swimming through, isn't he? The horse guy who's paddling along there.
Yes.
It's just balmy, isn't it?
Mm.
And the colouring on it as well, the way he's sort of pinky colour, isn't he, against that green, that horrible green water. And he's standing on the top of it with his nice red boots on.
Yeah.
And what looks like a skirt, but I think it's his shorts billowing in the wind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's short.
Just that animal.
It's great, isn't it? Has he got any eyes?
No,
There are dots
unless
right
it's
there.
where his nostrils are. I don't know.
There are little dots right there. You might not be able to see them.
Yeah, I can't see him. I can see the nose
Really?
dots, but yeah.
The reflection is fabulous.
Oh yeah, I can see him now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him now. Yeah.
Very minute. Yeah.
I
Very
thought it was a
cartoony.
robot for a second, so I was like, oh, maybe it's just mechanical. But yeah, it just looks cool. So
Looking at this makes me want to do a stream of consciousness strip if I ever had the time to do it. Just grab oddball stuff and throw it together. Kind of like Ed the Happy Clown by Chester Brown. You ever see that?
No,
Yep.
I've never seen that.
That is a work we should really look at. And well, it might be too adult.
I was going to say, there's some parts of that I'm not sure would go very well in the stream.
Oh,
I have to be cautious.
It is funny. It is funny,
Yes,
though.
this is very funny.
Look at that beautiful line work on that rock.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gorgeous stuff.
Like the gargoyle head talking there.
Yeah.
I think that's supposed to be the gargoyle head or whatever it is talking. That looks really cool.
And then you get the opposite page, which has no detail in it at all. Next to that green rock thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the start of the next chapter. He's got him.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, it's just the juxtaposition of it, though, is like, you have this like beautifully rendered page, and then you have a very minimalist piece on the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And it works.
It shows a lot of space.
Yeah.
No, yeah. A little bit of piping,
I mean,
trim.
his use of color and then like subtle details like the piping and everything, it makes it work.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, even the runners on the side that go down on the floor. That's cool. Just the interposition of color on it. Yeah,
Yep.
those.
Little hint of texture here and there.
Yeah. Some watercolor, most likely, for the coloring.
Yeah, it's really solid work too, though. Yeah. He's probably working on illustration board.
Yeah.
Dr. Martens and other watercolor.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see Dr. Martin's definitely being in there, or just watercolor. But yeah, some ink or whatever.
Had to be vibrant. I love his color palette. It's always fun.
Got my Doc Martens right next to me, actually.
It's ran across mine a couple days ago. Haven't used them in a long time.
Just add water.
Yep. Add water and shake.
Yep.
vigorously.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Again, then you get the like these crowd shots and everything, and you got the Egyptian guy with his cats.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He's walking in through the door.
Excuse me.
This hasn't been recolored, has it?
I don't think this has, no.
Because if that's the case, and I agree, I don't think it has. I don't know. I would be surprised if it had. He's done a lot of masking off to get these lovely, like the wall there in the garage, the grey, bluey grey consistency all the way through. Because if you're coming up against that fence and you're stopping at the fence, it's going to be different with this.
Yeah, to be a different texture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, he's definitely masking things out. So. Reminds me, I need to get more masking tape.
See, on the bottom panel there, on the right-hand page, under that grey wall, where he's got his back to us, I don't know how he works. But if I was going to do the one on the top, I would probably do a really, really faint wash over the whole panel, and then build it up. But I would mask off that fence and those little creatures to get that evenness throughout that wall. But on the one below, on the drawing below, you probably wouldn't have to do that because he's got lots of line work on that wall. So that would probably cover up any anomalies with your wash on that wall. But I wouldn't have gone over the character. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it exactly.
If you would, like, if you look on the top panel at the far right under his name, where all that cross hatching, right? Yeah. If you'd have done that cross hatching on the entire wall, you'd have got away with it.
Yeah, because it would have blended in with the cross hatching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Oh. Whenever I look at Mobius stuff, I always get an urge to start watercoloring some stuff.
Should do it.
Or pull out my gouache or something. Which I happen to have right here as well.
Like I was saying earlier about the lettering being a part of the artwork, and I'm always going on about this ad infinitum, but I don't care. Look how that the garage, Emetione has fitted into the panel because it's hand drawn,
right?
And it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, no, that is great. I like how Eisner would do stuff like that with the spirit, where he'd always work the spirit title into the background someplace, or like this part of the art and everything.
And it was an invention brought out of necessity because he only had so many pages to work with.
Yep, 7 pages.
So he incorporated it into the splash page. Yeah.
The rendering on that like rock or something there with the ship,
like a tennis ball, doesn't it? With that,
yeah,
it does.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It looks so cool, and you have like the ring of asteroids, kind of, in the distance and everything,
and the red and the space done in red.
Yeah,
He has a great gift for the weight, doesn't he? Because look at those asteroid things. Look like they're all floating in space, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Especially these on the right, the way they're just next to each other. Yeah.
This hatching on them is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. That might be my favorite panel in the book so far. Of course, I go for the space page.
Look at that. Look at those shadows on that top panel, and the one underneath. Look at the way the shadow is orange, and he's orange as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a different shade of
back
Yeah.
part of him.
orange. That's
Yeah,
great.
isn't it fantastic? That.
And it
Yeah,
gets
it is.
darker the closer they are to the building.
Yeah.
Because the one that's close to the building, it's like his orange is the same as the building's shade color on it.
And you sort of know, don't you, that he's seen that bottom panel. He's seen that from living in Mexico with that kind of lighting.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah, that
seen
looks-
that, and he's recognized and kept in his head. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that entire thing is set with like the ruined building and everything on the panel above it and all that does feel like he's seen it.
Yeah.
The mouse eye view on the right page, the bottom panel. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Looks real well.
I mean, the guy in the foreground with his back to us, he definitely looks like he's in charge. Like,
Yeah, we've
this
got the
very,
gun.
very basic stance, but the way it's framed is very menacing.
Yeah.
I do say.
And he uses a lot of space, doesn't he? He's not scared.
Yeah.
Look at that panel there with those three tiny people in it. He's not.
Yeah.
It's 3/4 of the page. He's not scared of showing nothing.
Yeah, blank space.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not blank. It's definitely, things to it. It's just not. It's not busy.
Right.
He also knows the value of perspective to create that illusion of depth.
Yeah, it definitely
He's a
does.
master at that.
That's all my work in here. Shading. Interesting. Plastered up just so far on that wall. That's what that looks like. Kind of a chicken looking guy. Pink chicken with a nose, human nose.
Yeah, it's kind of like a chicken with a human nose. That's Don't let KFC get hold of him.
Yeah.
Suddenly got very wordy.
Yeah, he must be covering a lot of ground there. This is nice though. It reminds me of a spirit section. Header.
Yeah.
Very wordy. And this, the teal here is way too dark. Big block of info dump here. But this is gorgeous. I love this.
Yeah, that's like it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love
Tell you
that
what,
lighting there, middle panel
Yeah.
on that guy.
Yeah, that just looks great.
It
And
is.
even the silhouette in the bottom panel, down the bottom right panel, where it's like the down shot of going down the stairs, the silhouette. It's so simple, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Their cloak is interesting. Got a star field in it.
It's
assuming it's
eternity.
Yeah.
I like the way he creates menace as well, because on the top left panel on the previous page where that guy is looking at the guy with the nose, it's very menacing. That I know he's probably not meaning, the guy probably isn't meaning to be, but the way he's drawn it, it looks very menacing, and the way it's over to the side of the panel as well. It's stuff going on there.
Yeah.
What a great mind. Yeah,
nice.
it's great, isn't it? That guy you just pointed out, the heavy green one, the one in the foreground, is a bit Ascaris, isn't it?
It is very
That
much.
mouth looks like a dread mouth, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does. Yep. See, he was a major influence on the Square stuff in a lot of different ways.
I think it's like you always say, Randy, including ourselves, we're all bouncing it around, aren't we? Just pick up bits that you like and, put it into your own art. And people say, oh, you got that from that. And, and people say my hatchwork looks a lot like Mobius, and I think it does. But I tell you the truth, I've not seen this before. I haven't, up until these past few months when we've been doing these shows, I haven't seen a lot of his work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just that you've both got a similar style when it comes to the openness.
Yeah.
Of what you're doing. I mean, it's the very nature of the story that you're telling in Hatch, and the bits of, I mean, for instance, that bit with the when you've got the big pyramid and what have you. It's like just these big areas, and that's what Mobius did really, really well as well. And you've opened it up. You've not overdone it. Just really not. And then obviously also you're drawing, when you're drawing those kind of things, when you're drawing Hatch and the styling around it, you're often thinking about the color as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And I think that makes a difference, because often there's a separation. I've felt this, whereas where I've been on my own journey, there is a separation between the colorist and the penciler.
Oh god, yeah.
A big separation, and sometimes it means that you draw a certain way. That it's, I mean, somebody said this to me when I was doing I was showing my work to an artist. Right, forget about the colorist, just put the shadows in. And I thought, oh yeah, fair enough. But I've thought about that off and on for a while, and it's like, it really depends what the final output is going to be. Because if it's going to be black and white, then you really have to take notice of those kinds of things in a very particular way. Whereas a colorist can actually provide some of that lighting for you. And sometimes you should leave it open for the colorist to do that.
Yeah, you've got to trust them.
Yeah. And someone like yourself and like Mobius, they're coloring themselves. And it's not a digital process either.
No.
It's a full-on piece of art. So it's a completely different approach. So, I can see why you've come up with a similar approach to the way Mobius does, because you've got a similar end point, as it were. So, yeah, that would put you in the same category as genius, by the way.
Thank you very much. Somewhere.
I just noticed it in my own work, especially the work that I've been doing in the Atlantean this time, where I've been finding myself doing finer lines and actually thinking about what I'm going to do with the wash, with a grey wash, while I'm penciling.
Yeah.
Which is a completely different approach to everything I've done up to this point. And you don't, until you go and do these things and experience them, you don't really understand why artists do things they do, unless you do it yourself in some form or another. All it is just analysis up to that point.
Yep.
I think also the way I work with it, I know Hatch doesn't have any words, but my other stuff that does have words, when I'm drawing it, I know I'm going to be scripting it, so I'm conscious of that. And like you say, I work in color a lot, and there's all these things going around in my head for composition and space and all this kind of thing.
Mm.
And I'm going to do the lettering as well. So you can. I have the luxury really of editing it as I'm going along, because it's my story. So I don't have to ask anybody if I can change this or add this. I can just do it. But that doesn't mean that I don't like working with people, because that's a different challenge. And as I've always say, challenges is what it's all about. And it's a great challenge for a person, in my opinion, to have to draw your story, or somebody else's story, or color somebody else's story, or ink somebody else's story, or letter it. And I like all those challenges. And I think too many people, I'm not saying I'm brilliant or anything, but I think a lot more people should attack that, should challenge themselves and try and work like that, just to get a better feeling and expand yourself as an artist,
Definitely.
I like working completely traditionally on certain stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
The only reason why I use digital tools is because it's quicker. So,
well,
yeah.
And my energy levels.
It's whatever gets you through the night. I mean, I just like working the way I work. If I'd have been born 20 years later, maybe I wouldn't. I'd do it on a computer,
I mean, I do a lot of my stuff still traditionally, and I scan it and then do stuff. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I've come the other way around to it. I find inking traditionally is quicker.
Yeah.
Because there is no Command Z.
Well, I said that to Luke a few months ago, and said that he says it was quicker to do it on a computer because he can undo it. And I said, well, just get it right the first time, which sounds very cocky. And I don't.
Yeah, it's true.
But he takes half an hour to do one line and thinks he's saving time, and I just do it the second time.
Yeah, no, I can attest to that purely from experience.
Yeah.
Because my first graphic novel I did on my own completely was Only Death Can Save Us.
Yeah.
And I did the majority of that, apart from the pages I did to sell, I did the majority of that on a computer with Clip Studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some absolutely perfect lines. And it was because in my still child brain at the age I am, Joe Sinnott's lines were perfect.
Yeah.
And they're not perfect.
No.
They may be perfectly placed, but no line in the real world is perfect.
No.
And lines have energy. And so I was quite pleased with the art in the first book, but once I started playing with, once I got over my fear of real inks with real, paper and what have you, I started to appreciate that although the lines I'd put down, I thought I'd placed them reasonably well, they were perfect lines because they were done on a computer. And I found that I got so much more life in the second book from my line work. And it convinced me, absolutely convinced me, to the point that every project I got from then on, including paid projects, I just started doing traditionally. And it's made a big difference. I've improved exponentially quicker than I was improving. There you go.
I much prefer inking with a brush, like a real brush. So
yeah.
And I don't even have to pull out my crazy, Winsor Newton ones to do it. I can just use my crappy ones and paint and basically ink with those. And I'm just as happy. So
yeah. It's because it gives. I think it gives that little bit more vibrance and energy to a line if it's real.
I agree.
Yeah. There's me looking at artists, and thinking, how do they get that? How do they do this? How do they make just the simplest lines look like really impressive? And it took its time, thick old me, but eventually, it came into clarity. I could see it's was because they're doing this. It's I'm looking at a lot of old artists for this, and they're just laying it down. They're just doing the thing, and they're using a brush and a pen and whatever it takes to get the job done, and they're not worrying about how good the line is. They're just doing it.
Just doing it, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's art, so you can just say, well, it was meant to be like that anyway.
Exactly. Yes.
And
I mean, right the way
nobody
down
cares
to
anyway.
yeah, using like a brush pen and thinking, oh, that line isn't the end of the line isn't pointy enough, and it's like, stop it, Russ. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's pointy enough. So that was what I was, and I've said this before. Like, you know, when we're younger and we look at comics or we looked at comics, and they were like these perfect things because they were the best things we'd ever seen. They were the most imaginative and most colourful and great fun. And you'd look at the art in there and think that's perfect art, you know, because it's the perfect comic book. And what you have to realise is that it isn't perfect. It might be brilliant, it might be genius level, but perfect is never what it was trying to be.
That's right.
You know, and once you get your head around that, you start applying it to yourself and you start freeing yourself. In the same way that, you know, once you have your own Kirby moment and you realize that Kirby wasn't this blocky, weird stuff, that actually it was a designated style. He did it on purpose and he created incredible energy and dynamism from what he did. And suddenly you start realizing, oh my God, what am I looking at? This is incredible. You have that moment with the lines as well. I had my own moment with the actual techniques of what I'm laying down and going, whoa, you need to free your mind. You know, you need to like loosen up, and it just exponentially makes your work better literally overnight.
You see that logo on that page there and going across that bridge. See all that line work in the background on the logo and everything. That doesn't take that long to do.
No.
It's because the artists here will know we're all artists. If you get a brush or a pen, or a pencil, whichever your medium you use, whichever tool you're using, it doesn't take that long. And that's because as an artist, I can say this, and I've never seen you three draw, but I bet you do this. You're free. Your arm is free from the shoulder. And too many people who can't draw will scratchy all those lines. And they'll be scared. But I'm telling you, that line work on that logo, as beautiful as it is, doesn't take as long as a lot of people would think.
He's just thrown that in.
Yeah, you're literally just doing that with the whole arm. So
He's just thrown it in. He's just gone, right, okay, this is this fascia. That's where the light's coming from. I don't want it black. I'm going to put in texture, line, and off you go.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Because what you have to remember is that nowhere is black. Everything's got light in it. Because nothing is solid black. It's got depth. And that's where a lot of inking, if you look at Kirby's pencils, he never does little X's for black. You know, like people put X's because they can't be bothered doing the pencil on it. And he always does lots of lines, and that's because light will always be in there if it's got any kind of depth.
Yep.
So, but then again, Wally Wood blows me out the water with his fantastic spot in the blacks.
Every rule is made to be broken, but you have to know how to do it first.
I think it's how you approach. It really is. That was very the page before the title page. That's like the what we were talking about earlier.
The spirit material.
The spirit.
This work. Very much so.
Yeah.
And it works.
Because that's actually part of the story there. That's not just some text over the top.
Right.
Yeah. And the way Eisner uses it is beautiful. And it, like I say, you know, I keep saying it, it's all part of the artwork. It's all part of the scene. The lettering is part of the scene. Everything that you see is doing something. And I think that's why I wince when I see computer lettering, because all it is computer lettering sitting on top of some beautiful artwork, and it should be hand-lettered. This is my opinion, folks. It should be hand-lettered because it becomes part of the art. Like I said earlier about Mobius's stuff, I love the way he does the square word balloons because it blends in with his typical line work. When that doesn't, and you know what I think about Sam Rose and Artie Simek from the 60s, beautiful work. bit more neater than this stuff, but it still fits the artwork. And you get your page of art, Kirby art or John Buscema art or whatever it is, and you've got the lettering on it as well. You can read the page when it's in the frame on the wall. Mm-hmm. Whereas modern art on a computer tends to have the lettering laid on it. And
just have to have a spare couple of grand laying around.
Well, but, you know, I just if I had my studio again and I was doing this kind of work with people, I would insist that they were doing this hand lettering. You know, because when I had my studio, I wasn't doing this, and they would have had to have done hand lettering because there were no computers. Because I'm 6,000 years old.
Yeah. Well, you look pretty good for 6,000. I wouldn't put you.
I know that's what.
I'd only put you at 5. Yeah.
I look like my mum. It's in the genes. My mum's gorgeous. She was. And then he goes and throws my entire rant there out the water by doing solid blacks on this.
Solid blacks, yeah.
He's like,
I think what he's done is spent so long not doing what I said with that line work on that logo, and he's only got 5 minutes left before this has to go to the post.
Fuck so this.
Just drop a black in it, you know.
No one will notice. And Glenn's like, damn you, Mobius.
Yeah. It's good stuff in it. Look at it. It's just amazing. I tell you what I do like. I've noticed this on a few pages before and on the other strips. If you squint at that right-hand page, all you can see is the red on that hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All the others are quite nicely blended in, the quite mute colours and blended and not back. And that red really stands out.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it with the guy at the beginning. He had a red tip to the end of his gun, and there was other bits of red on the 2 pages, and all you could see was the red. It's just fantastic work. Look at it. I mean, it's like the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's having a bad day. We just had the bullet shoot right through his head. The brain's coming out the back.
Oh dear. Oh my God. Someone tried to kill me. Wow.
It's obviously not where he keeps his brain.
Do you know, looking at this work and this colouring, I really, really wish we could show some Serpieri and Druna. But
that would probably only get us in trouble.
Yeah, it's pornographic, let's face it, but it's beautifully drawn, and the lighting on it is absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether, I know you've seen some, Randy. I don't know whether you have, Alison and Ross, but check it out. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I have not seen those ones. I should probably.
What's the name?
Serpieri.
Serpieri.
S-E-R?
Yeah, S-E-R-P-E. I-E-R-A, Serpieri, I think. Is that the way you spell it? Serpieri? It'll be there somewhere. It'll be on Google. Druna, D-R-U-N-N-A. It's absolutely incredible. It's like Mobius's work. It's got a lot of cross-hatching and stuff like that. But we can't show it because it is pornographic.
No. Serpieri artwork. Oh, cool. Yes, yeah. I've got a whole bunch of stuff back there that there may be a bit showing here and there, but it doesn't look very pornographic.
I definitely spelled it wrong. I got a Pokemon.
Pablo? Paulo?
Yeah, Paulo.
Superior.
Yeah. There's lots of nakedness, but maybe it's just because it's on a Google.
Well, yeah, believe me.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's pornographic.
It's a lot of beautiful line shading.
Yes.
There is, isn't it? It's lovely stuff. Yeah.
And the colouring is amazing. He does the colouring as well.
Oh, wow, that page. Good Lord.
Is that one of the spicier ones you're looking at? I know you can't show it.
No. It's just, wow.
He's done some with it, some Red Indians, I don't know what you call them. So Native Americans, whatever. But
Yeah.
he does a lot of work with that kind of thing. It's very, very similar to Mobius
Yeah, very much so.
in the style, you know. Just beautiful work.
There you
Let
go.
me see what I can-
I've got a screen shared just for everybody who's watching. Don't worry, it's not pornographic in any way,
Damn
shape,
it.
or form.
Okay.
There you go. So this is a
Yeah. Look at that.
look at that. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
Well, when you see that in colour,
Yeah.
in fact, I'll send you the PDF, Russ.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's
This
that
is just
I've
this
got,
is lovely stuff.
yeah, I've got that story in colour. It's absolutely magnificent. But look at the line work on it.
Yeah.
Look on a jeans there, and the
But I
folds
mean,
and the
this
shading.
kind of line work, is a bit sort of Mike Mahone, Kevin O'Neillish,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially-
except he's gone for a more realistic look.
Yeah.
His the stuff that underpins it is more real. Like a girl's face is quite realistic.
That's Luna.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Ah,
Really is
fantastic. Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. I'd love to have a look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
I'll send it over to you. I'll send it to you all. It's brilliant.
That'd be cool.
Good
Definitely.
And like Playboy, the stories are good as well.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Look at, I was saying before about that how he creates characters. If you look at the middle panel on the right hand page where Gruber is looking out of panel, look at the guy behind him in the helmet.
Yeah. Just added one on.
He's like a real person. He's got a story in him. He's not just. Do you understand what I mean? Everybody's got their own character, and that in that centre panel, that girl with the goggles on reminds me of Laurie on the other show, Calcaterra. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It kind of does, actually. Yeah, I have to agree. That does remind me a bit of Laurie. Oh, my bestie.
Look at that. Look at what he says there. Stop him. He's an assassin. Instead of get down. He's an assassin.
Well, technically he's not.
Well,
He's still alive, even with the back of his head blown out.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of like the Scarecrow if I only had a brain. So.
Yeah.
There's like a part in Sin City that was like kind of similar, where a guy gets like an arrow through like the chest or something like that, like through his heart, and he's just like, "Where'd that come from?"
Yeah, that's on the list too. We'll have to look at Sin City.
It's not a surprise, is it, to learn that Mr. Mobius was taking various substances at various points in his life.
No, never.
You look at that. Incredible.
Just expand the mind.
This whole book is a DMT trip.
Has he died now? Is he?
Tang. Mobius? Yeah, he's passed.
No. The guy in the bullet hole in his head.
Oh.
Is he finally succumbed?
Yeah, dead.
Dead. Major Gruber. Dead.
It's incredible how heavy this little suitcase is. Mark has been wandering for several hours in an endless tube-shaped tunnel, following its instincts.
Oh, excuse me.
Reluctantly forges ahead.
The third panel on the left page almost looks like he's walking into an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Ditko eye.
Yeah, very much so, Dick eye. That's very
Or
true.
a sphincter.
Or a sphincter. Yep. Yeah, we can go with that too.
It also looks like the inside the spaceship on Alien, doesn't it? With the
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kinda does.
doorways like that.
This here does a lot. Looks like
There
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
lot of sphincters in Alien.
It's sphincters and intestines. Yeah.
And other things.
And other things.
Mm.
And there's Princess Leia at the bottom walking away.
Yep.
Oh,
she
yeah.
changed out the donut hair.
She's a blonde now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, she's bald and that's a helmet.
And then that guy, the Gruber's talking to Jack Ruby on the left-hand page.
Here.
Yeah.
Is that a robot on the bottom right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
That's Mobius, isn't it? In the looking at the girl with the glasses. That's Mobius.
Is that what he looks like?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it does kind of.
Very
Well,
much a
so he is-
self-portrait there.
Peter Sellers-ish.
Yeah.
Does
He
a
put
little.
himself.
Yep.
He pulled an Alfred Hitchcock and stuck himself into his own comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serpieri does that as well. In one of the stories, he's a professor in it, and
Oh,
he's in it all the time. It's him.
I'm looking at a couple of Serpieri's other pieces, and I'm like, "Yep, we can't show these on the show, but oh
Yeah.
my god, are they good?"
Oh, no.
What Mobius does with all these pipes and stuff, he's like Kirby. He makes it like it works.
Yeah,
Wally Wood does the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's
he
got
pushed
that.
the scene with
feel
it
to it.
too.
Yeah.
For use them as framing, it's great.
It's ingenious.
And that top panel, the way he's got no border, it's just
Mhm.
the top panels on the other panels on top of it type of thing, and that white background.
A bit of dry brush, maybe.
Yeah.
Stippling. Yeah. Smoke.
You see, another thing about that kind of dry brush effect there, I would probably use a sponge doing that to get that effect. And the thing is, people would probably, I don't know, but people would probably point out that you could get that effect on a computer. Well, I'd like to create it. It's the challenge, and you think, I did that. Wow.
It's like getting the right brush stroke in a oil painting.
Yeah. He does a lot of characters walking in space, doesn't he? When I say in space, I mean surrounded by space, not outer space. But he does a lot of that walking across the camera, doesn't he? Side on. And that guy there with the cigarette, he really is smoking that cigarette, isn't he? He just does great characters. Look at that bottom left-hand panel when they're going under the arch. That long panel, that the lighting on the under the archway, and on them guys, same color.
Yep.
And the shadow.
They're out in the bright light.
Yeah. And he's not afraid of doing silent panels, is he? Like those two panels there when they're walking to wherever they're going to, there's nobody saying anything. They're just walking somewhere. Wow, kind of submarine. Yeah. What plane is flying over? It's just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, those are cool.
You can sort of hear it, can't you? No,
Kind of
it's just,
can. Just when you see them, you kind of get the feeling of them going over.
that submarine's like it's like a U-boat, isn't it? With that conning tower.
Mhm.
And he's not using word balloons on this. He just got pointers, has he?
Yeah. I used a few here.
Yeah, and then
Earlier.
he drops it. I wonder why.
Drops them. Probably didn't feel it was necessary. At least for that page. Because of all the open space.
Yeah. Whack. Now, if a certain writer would have done that, it'd have a big thwack on there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I like the way the guy was hitting his head on the barrel and all that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think you'd describe some of this artwork as surreal, wouldn't you? That's,
Mhm.
that's the word I'd use.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't translate those 2 pages, did they?
Yeah, I
Nope.
got something from the yogurt. Niguri.
He must have gone back into blueberry mode on this page.
Yeah.
It's a badger.
Yeah. With a flying helmet on.
Badger, 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 snake.
Sure, earworm of the day. Courtesy of Russ Sleep, folks.
Go find it. Go find the badger song.
The Badger song.
Go find the badger song, and when you finish that, you can go find the narwhal song.
No, something great.
Narwhals. Narwhals, narwhals. Don't you let them touch up.
He's going to be singing that the rest of the day.
Thanks, Russ.
It's on my playlist. Love it.
Why does that not surprise me? I like the computers and stuff. Those are neat. Like the way that
Yeah.
it just looks cool.
And look how he's, again, in the center panel, he's standing on the bottom of the panel.
Mm.
In the way he's,
And you have the bug-eyed guy.
yeah, and leaning over because he's listening to him.
Yep.
Yeah,
And looking.
that looks so good. The bug-eyed guy's great.
Yeah. Three legs. Back to the truck.
That's a nice truck.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool looking one.
And
Real
again,
basic, too, you know? It's
Yeah,
got real basic shape put together. Yeah.
again, on the top panel, he's got that open space and that dust behind the vehicle, and it's going across again. It's going somewhere. And look at the underneath. Look at the wagon. Look at the mechanics of it underneath. Look like they work, don't they? Like a car, you know, like a lorry or a truck, as you'd call it. Fantastic. Hey, up here's Arzach.
Yeah. Only it's a mechanical one. Sitting in it. Mechanical bird.
Yeah. And we've got floating things again now. They got that ball floating. He does that with his little pyramid thing, doesn't he? And shards of stuff, whatever it is. Look at that panel there with that shading on all that line work across him.
Yeah, it goes across.
You know, the next page, opposite
the
page.
previous page.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Yep. That one.
It looks like he's got a Bobby's helmet on, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Which we don't see anymore, folks. All our policemen look like yours, like soldiers.
Hello. What's going on here then?
Well, like stormtroopers walking about, you know.
Well, that's when you see them at all, mate.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The only thing missing, and I guess this will come, is a sidearm, you know.
That's all right. By the time they start putting that into account, there'll all be robots just running around.
Yeah.
Stop, or there will be trouble.
6 years in the ISO cube for dropping a cigarette butt.
There you go.
Mind you, for dropping a cigarette butt, you deserve 6 years. But no, you know, that's
probably.
Yeah.
Take it home with you. Don't put it on my road. Eat it
down, citizen. Nice explosion.
Looks like he took him out.
Lewis Carnelian.
I shot down the flying object of destiny.
Look how good that panel is. Top right, and he's writing he's left in it. How good is I'm gonna nick that. I'm gonna steal that. What a brilliant idea.
That would work really well in Hatch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right, you've had it now. Just wait. I'm gonna have that in every store.
Nabbing that.
Nabbing that. Look at that. Look at that lighting on his legs on the bottom panel, the bottom of his legs, from that explosion thing. Look at that. Yeah. Wow.
No sound effect needed.
No.
Archer, what did you do? Shut down the flying object of destiny.
Well, there's a hairdryer again.
Yeah.
That's so Alien, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't he work on Alien?
He did, yeah.
Did some production work, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the rendering on that cloud going into the black.
Yeah, just beautiful line work.
That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah. I think he worked on the technology side. I think he did like the space suits and stuff.
He did, yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Which was great because you had Geiger doing all the alien
side,
side, and then you had Mobius involved in the human side, and it definitely made it look completely different.
Although the big alien that they discover on the spaceship sitting, you know the dead one who's
the space jockey. Yeah.
That's in the Eternals about 4 years earlier by Kirby.
Is it? Oh God, yes, it is, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, we all steal and bounce off everybody else.
Yeah.
And then people like this produce this stuff, and you think, oh,
It's like looking at Valerian and Laureline, and then it's like then you look at Star Wars and you're like, huh.
yeah. Well, there's not a lot of originality in that, is there?
It's all inspiration, isn't it? It's being
Yeah.
inspired by things, and
Yep.
I was concerned about that, about my own work, and I don't care anymore. It's like if you can see a similarity between my work and the people that inspired me, good.
Yeah, that's kind of what my
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. If people go around, I mean, I wouldn't, like Rob de la Tour in Conan, he is definitely channeling John Buscema, and good on him. He's doing some great work, but I wouldn't personally want to do that. I'd want it to look what I want people to say. That's a Russ Leach, not is that you or someone else? No matter how great the artist was,
Yeah.
I'd still want to be identified as myself. And I know that Rob Latore does his own work in not that style as well. So this is not knocking him in any way, shape, or form. But like obviously, Buscema is a big part of my inspiration, and people have said, "Oh, I can see him in it," and that's great. But it's an incredible compliment for people to say that. So there's, we're all standing on the shoulders of giants.
Hopefully, yeah. Like I said before, you take bits that you like, don't you, and you put them in your own stuff, and people say, "Oh, that's like that," and you think, "Well, that's great to be aligned with that person, but it's my work,
Yeah.
It's what I do. It's just that they do it as well. Maybe I don't know."
Well, I've had people say, "Oh, I can see a little bit of Ditko in there, or a little bit of Wood in there," and at the time when they were saying it, I didn't really know who Wood was.
Yeah.
I knew of Ditko, but didn't know of Wood. And found out that, the first comic I ever was given that I used to copy out of when I was a kid was Ditko inked by Wood.
Well, there you go then.
But obviously it's not as direct as that. But these things are there that you look at them, and like all that stuff we were looking at in the EC books and what have you. Just fabulous material. It can't you can't possibly look at it and it not affect you,
Exactly,
in some way. So
just look at that lovely panel there with that shadow, and when he's in the doorway, and the shadow coming from his legs. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I mean that's gorgeous lighting. Again, not realistic in any way because there's no way that his legs would be that long. There's a corridor, or whatever. So the light couldn't do that to his legs, but it doesn't matter. It looks cool. It's great. It's and that one, the full page on the left there, his face, the shadow in his face is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Do you know? And even on that, when he's in the doorway, even though there's a balloon there, I've only just seen the guy just outside the door.
Mm.
And you see. No, on the other page, top page, where he's coming through the door, where you see the full page.
Yeah, just poking her head through you can just see her head poking through the. Yeah.
You can just see her face. That's just brilliant. And then you get that fantastic page on the left, the full page, with all that rendering, and then that top page, and then you drop down, you've got all different colours, but it's the same doorway they've come into.
Yeah.
Or is it? No, it's not, is it?
Well, he's turned the light on, I think.
Yeah.
That's all he's done, is he's turned the light on.
But there's no door, so there's a wall there, so it's not the same place.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
No,
this guy here has turned the light on. It's just coming in. I've been expecting you.
There's a wall next to that door.
Yeah, and then it's not there, so it must be further down that corridor that they're going into.
Must be, yeah.
But the different colouring, it's really, everything jumps out at the same time. And then you go to the right, and it's all that purpley colour.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. Not scared of putting his name on it, is it?
No, but then again, he's only turning in 2 to 4 pages, at a time. So he's signing once per episode. or when he does a page that he's particularly proud of, like here.
Yeah.
Can't blame him.
No, he should be proud of doing that. Look at that. It's fantastic.
Look at all that. That is
Yeah.
a bit of work there.
That top panel with that black splodge suddenly reminded me of the shadow creatures in Babylon 5 for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
Yeah, it looks like one of the spaceships, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Crash
cool.
things. Yeah, those were cool.
I like Babylon 5.
I love
We-
Babylon 5.
A couple of weeks ago, I bought the complete Sopranos, so we're working our way through that, and then after that, it's Babylon 5. Babylon 5 was the
High
first,
quality, both of them in completely different directions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I told you before that Babylon 5 was the very first thing, the box set was the very first thing I bought on eBay,
Yeah.
Cool.
which is about
Wow.
20 years ago. So I've not watched it all yet. So I'm gonna get back into it.
One of my
Well,
favorites.
worth it. Yeah. Sorry, Ellis.
Oh,
ahead.
I was just saying, it's one of my favorite series. It's just very good. I also like the attention to actual science in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Star Furies were designed by NASA.
All right. Right.
Like, what if we made a fighter? What would it look like? And I kind of love that they came up with the Star Fury and the fact that it could turn in any direction. That was just great. Oh.
It looked real practical too. So,
Yeah. And the rotating sections on all the Earth ships and things.
Yeah,
And
it's wonderful, isn't it? On that,
And the
sorry, go on.
ships,
Go ahead.
the ships that didn't have artificial gravity for the Earth crafts, you always noticed that everybody was always strapped into their chairs.
Right.
I just loved it.
I love the way on that big panel there on the right-hand page, the way that yellow panel, yellowy greeny panel, the guy is standing in front of the panel
Yeah,
at the bottom.
That's really
like
cool.
it's a screen. Yeah,
Fantastic, isn't
but
it?
look at all the detail in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, that's
incredible.
back to Arzach or whatever it. No, the last week's.
Yeah. Arzach.
Arzach.
Yeah, Arzach. Yeah, that's back to that kind of detail set, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe we'll take a little break next week and show Lieutenant Blueberry.
Oh yeah.
You were right. You won your money, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Well done.
I bumped the camera. Come on.
I wasn't going to say anything. You never let us down, Randy. You never let us down.
Nope. It's all good.
How far are we through this?
I want to make sure it was all in frame. So we only have a
like-
few more pages to go.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
Because you said under 2 hours, didn't you?
We're making decent time. Yeah,
He got three things on his head.
he does.
It used to be a cow in a different life.
I was going to say he's horny, but that's all right.
Look at
It's
that
a robot
yellow.
body, and actually, what that is his head is a bouncer. It's one of those things from the 70s he used to sit on.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Look at that yellow panel, that explosion or whatever it is at the bottom. What is it?
Just intense light. Yes.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a mess. There you go. He's just knocked my argument out the water with that beautiful black jumper he's got on.
Yeah.
Jumpsuit he's got on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just that, but look at the structure in that. First off, what a great panel that is for distance.
Yeah.
Really good. But then that structure is all black. Yeah.
It could either be a person's legs straddled across the town, that shape. Can you see that?
Mm.
Or the aftermath of the Watchmen thing at the end.
Oh,
Where the-
yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
monster.
Without
thing
the
was-
squid.
Without the squid, yeah.
Yeah.
That's thing that looks more like a tripod from War of the Worlds. But
Yes, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way he's just driven in his little truck as well. He's with the smoke, with the dust behind it, and he goes, "What a mess!" He's just driving in. It's great. Wow, look at that. Was it Jodorowsky's Dune that he drew that there's only 2 copies of or something we were talking about?
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
He did
3 or
much better.
4. Yeah.
I mean, how to not make $1 million by not putting that out?
Yeah.
Because I'd buy it.
I'd
Big
buy that
form,
in a heartbeat.
big, large format, and let's all enjoy it,
If I remember right, he bound those together himself by hand
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
order to use them as an example to the studios. Then the studios wouldn't give the books back. They all got conveniently lost,
yeah.
broken up, and sent around to all these different art directors.
Yeah.
Bastardos.
Wow. Oh, that U-boat again.
That really reminds me of her game, Tintin.
Hmm.
First look at it.
Yes.
The U-boat, the Archer, everything coming together.
And that shape, that black shape thing at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love those waves.
Yeah.
Those waves look like Hakkasai, don't they?
Just the way he's done that crest. Just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at the way he's broken up the sky as well with those shapes. It's just fantastic,
here you mean?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just great, isn't it?
Yeah. Same thing in reverse here.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. And the texture on that girl's fur coat.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that conning tower and that U-boat. The rendering on that. Look at that. Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Cool.
It is. That with
And then
all the detail here in the water. It's just amazing.
yeah, and then the background is red and black rather than yellow like on the other
Yeah.
page.
Yep. The whole page is amazing.
I was saying before, look at the color. I call them color drops on his wrist on the first panel, on his wrist on the second panel, and then the coat, the jacket that she's got under the fur coat, and his wrist again, and then underneath the fur coat. Can you see that sort of orangey, reddy color all the way through that? Yeah, just that little bit really makes it stand out.
Yeah.
And then the red of the black and red shapes at the top, the way it really draws your eye into it. It's fabulous. Look at that. Oh, no. Is she dead? No.
I think so. She's up here.
Yeah.
She's here walking. Or standing right on the panel border too.
Yeah, it's amazing that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the bottom, just before you turn it, the bottom 3 panels, who would have thought that the back of somebody's head could be so interesting 3 times?
Yeah.
That's the Rock, isn't it?
It looks like him, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah, from behind. Yep.
And again, like the number 10 changes because he's doing it freehand and he's not bothered. He just puts it in.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's amazing.
It's very sweet. The graduated color here.
Yeah.
Around that.
Lovely.
Works real well. It's interesting here too. The lines going in front and behind.
Well, that's the two guys in the doorway, isn't it? With the
that's
mouse
like
cover.
security guards or whatever.
Yeah.
They've all got big noses.
Yeah. Look at the lighting, the shadow behind them, and the light, the line work as well.
Like it's concentrated right there and blows out.
Yeah. It's like you put your hand in it. You could put your hand behind them.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh.
That detail.
Look at that. That lovely line. The way that on that panel, the top panel of the second page there's no line on him. It's all on the shadow of those guys framing him.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a bit godlike, isn't it?
All that line work here. Yeah. Then here, just a complete absence of any type of shading, just to pop it.
It's like a Dr. Manhattan God type of thing, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Little reflection here, just to show the texture of the helmet.
That's a real superhero pose, there, isn't it? Where he's follow me. Yeah. Look. Yeah, that's a real Superman type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow, look at that. Is it cloud, the way he's done on the drop shadow on it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It looks a little unusual. Alien, perhaps?
Yeah. And that lovely, again, he's done it again to me, this guy. It's not fair. Look at all that black at the bottom on that thing.
Down here.
Just disregard anything I say, folks. I don't know what I'm talking
But
about.
yeah, well, no, I don't know. I think you're right.
Too, you know,
I think you're right, but it's just. I think what he does is he uses black as a color.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. And he uses it in that way, and it works really well. And I think the reason it works so well is because so much of the rest of the time he does that rendering. He so for instance, the guy with who was in shadow, he's put all those lines across him, and then he's used the colors as well that he has at his disposal to create the lighting and create the depth.
Yeah, we're gonna have
and the drama. So that when he puts spot blacks in like that, they mean something.
Yeah.
We've only got about 10 minutes before we absolutely have to cut off here. So,
let's give it there, leave it.
Oh, look at that!
So lovely work,
isn't it?
That splash page is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great. I like that.
Ooh.
They're floating. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
fantastic here.
Silly string.
Fantastic.
Christmas is
I'll
coming.
need some silly string.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back and look at this one again. This story again.
That character. That's great. Yeah, the way it's going out into the garden there. Look at that reflection.
Yeah, look at the shine on
ball.
that ball.
Yeah.
So
there you go. You see what he's using the black there. That black is a color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a spot black. That is a color. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Return to that alien that got shot
Conehead.
in the head.
Oh, it's all bright again now.
We're back in Mexico again now.
Hardcore info dump there. Yeah, beautiful. With that riding a bug.
Would you mind while I dump my info?
Yeah.
Oof,
sure. Do you have toilet roll?
Man.
Fantastic. We'll have to come back to this particular story again because I want to look at this again for longer. Incredible. Oh,
Oh, loving that.
yeah.
He had some fun with that face, didn't he?
Right here too.
Fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Lighting.
That looks almost digital,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Wow.
It's a bit lawnmower man-ish.
Ooh. Crack.
Nice. The way that soldier, the standing
Yeah.
with the gun there. That's great.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Firing
isn't
that
it?
shot. That's really well done. Oh no, that's it. It's the end. It's just, where's all the colour gone? Is all this in this guy's head? And now he's out in the normal world, and the normal world is just normal sort of black and white lines, and he's the colour one because it's all been in his head all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder.
I think he just ran out of colour. That's why he was using the black in the other page.
Look, what's on the door? Because he's gone through the door marked number 9 on the in the colour world. And then on the outside, he's sitting down. What's written on that door under the E?
Authorized personnel only.
Mate, do you know what? I'm wondering if it's all just... It's just like another world.
Yeah.
Well, that's Mobius in general.
Yeah. Because as soon as he's gone out into that subway, everybody's normal. And they're black and white. Like just
They're
lines.
black and white. Except for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's bonkers.
Wow.
There we are,
It's
folks.
bonkers.
We'll have to go back to that story sometime. Just that one little bit, one little section.
Mobius 3, folks, the Airtight Garage. I'm pretty sure this has been reprinted by IDW at one point. I would imagine. I'm not sure if there's a more recent version out there. If not, there should be. Mobius's works all should be in print, should be available for everyone to enjoy. But we're very glad you spent the time with us here. We don't have a lot of time left, but just want to remind you to go over to Fund My Comic and look for Hatch Annotated. Go to Kickstarter, look for the Sentinel with Allison, and be on the lookout for the Atlantean 2. That'll be sometime in March, probably right at the start of March.
Yep. That's what it's destined for, 1st of March. Yep. Go to russleach.com, sign up for the email list. We'll keep you informed.
Yep.
I apparently got mail.
Oh, awesome. Oh,
what it is.
Is it heavy enough to be a set of books?
Well, it's been sent by Skynet.
Oh, okay.
Not thing.
Open it cautiously then.
Skynet Worldwide Express.
What's that? Is it the Outer Limits? Do not open till Doomsday.
Yeah,
basically.
Remember that one?
Because when you open it, it will be Doomsday.
I'll be opening it in a few minutes.
There's a hunter killer in there. Be careful.
Stop by Sunday Funnies, folks. We'll look at the artwork of Jerry Robinson at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh yeah, Jerry Robinson.
The great Jerry Robinson, ambassador of comics, folks. This Sunday.
You can see where he got his. You can see where he got his Joker face from, can't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. Folks, we'll see you then. We deeply appreciate you being here. Make sure you go and buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. Take some time, visit your local retailer. And we know the majority of our listeners or our viewers are after the fact. All of them are this time because we were pre-recorded. We will be live again next Friday. So, and for the foreseeable future after that, we'll be here. I am at the Grand Rapids Comic Convention. If you swing by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you find my table, let me know that you saw this podcast and I will give you a free comic. So one I'm very proud of for you to read. So make sure you do that if you're in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area. There's a lot of That show is always great. These guys have always been fantastic. Always put on a great show. That's the Grand Rapids Comic Con. Anything else we need to plug at the last minute?
No, I'm good. Thank you for plugging my Kickstarter again.
Anytime. You have 18 days left, probably 15 by the time this airs.
Yeah.
So make sure you go over there and check it out on Kickstarter, folks.
Please do.
We'll see everybody soon. Deeply appreciate you being here. Once again, take care. Visit, we are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt, the Randy Zim, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channels. So if you enjoyed this program, make sure you tell your friends, but go over to those other platforms and enjoy our other programs as well. The stuff that we look at because we love it. We're inspired by it. We're not paid to do this. We do it because we want to take a look at this stuff and enjoy it, and we hope that you do too. If you like comics, tell people you like comics. Give comics as gifts. Holiday season's here, so don't be afraid to tell folks that you love this incredibly unique and individual art form. Probably one of the best, most personal forms of communication out there. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Thanks a lot again for being here. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry it was rushed at the end, but we'll see everyone soon. Take care.
Bye.
До свидания.
See you on the next one.
Arriba.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with the...
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
And it was this desire to lead in gumball innovation that would change everything forever.
What we were trying to do was make the gumballs more orange, but what we did instead was open a rift in the space-time continuum, unleashing a godlike entity. You know, it happened.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.